And the thrust of dialogue between President Rouhani and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi today will be on 4 issues: oil, Afghanistan, Kashmir and connectivity. Let's take you through each one of them. The main pillar in ties between India and Iran at the moment is connectivity. And the Chabahar port in southeastern Iran is the pivot. Why? Because the port gives India alternative access to Afghanistan and onwards to Central Asia, effectively bypassing arch-rival Pakistan. India is keen on operationalizing Chabahar to its full potential. The first consignment of Indian wheat was sent to Afghanistan through Chabahar in October-November last year. The first phase of the port was formally inaugurated by President Rouhani in December. Full operationalization is likely by the end of this year. India is also working with Iran to operationalize the ambitious international north-south transport corridor. This corridor will connect Mumbai with Central Asia through the port of Bandar Abbas on the Strait of Hormuz and then through rail and road links to the Eurasian region. There is also the common interest of stabilizing Afghanistan. But India and Iran don't completely see eye to eye on this issue. While Tehran views US involvement in Afghanistan suspiciously, New Delhi believes that Washington's role is critical to stave off Pakistan's power play in the country. As the United States winds down the Afghanistan war, there is an accelerating Iranian campaign to step into the vacuum. Iran is also making a bold gambit to shape Afghanistan in its favor, including providing local Taliban insurgents with weapons, money and training to keep the country destabilized without tipping it over. The other major pillar driving the engagement is energy. India imports almost 60% of its crude from West Asia and the Gulf, and Iran is one of the major suppliers. New Delhi is keen to lift the relationship to a comprehensive partnership by developing the Farzad offshore oil fields in the Persian Gulf. In an indication that Iran may be looking to arrive at some understanding on the issue, Rouhani is being accompanied by his oil minister, Bijan Zanjan. But one major sticking point was how to pay Iran for crude oil, primarily because the EU and US sanctions prescribed doing business with Iranian entities. On this front, India is allowing its businesses to invest in Indian rupees in Iran. This is a major departure from rules that allow Indian investors to open businesses abroad only in foreign currency. So far, permission to invest in rupees has only been given to Indian businessmen investing in Nepal and Bhutan. Kashmir is an issue which has led to a fair bit of friction between India and Iran. Twice last year, Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei spoke on Kashmir, urging support for its oppressed Muslims. The last time Khamenei had spoken on the people of Kashmir was in 2010, and the Indian government had lodged a formal protest then. India subsequently abstained on a resolution on human rights violations in Iran at the United Nations Human Rights Council. India and Iran have traditionally had a positive relationship. New Delhi has managed to not succumb to pressure from US interests and has maintained partial economic ties with Tehran during the sanctions period.